Hello and welcome to Martin Maths. We're going through a 2022 GCSE Foundation Paper 1, which our Year 10s did for a mock. So just going through these for all the answers. We'll do it in two videos, question 1 to 15 in this one. Okay, first question, write down the value of the 3 in the number 3091. In the way I said it there, it is 3000, or you can write it like that, or you could say thousands. Okay, change 1.6 kilometers to meters. Now 1 kilometer is 1,000 meters. It's a non-calculated paper because it's paper 1, so I've got to work everything out by hand and pen and paper. So 1.6 will be 1,600 meters. Okay, here are four numbers, excuse me, -7, -2, 2, and 7. Write one of these numbers in each box to make a correct calculation. We want to end up with -5, so I'm going to put -7 there. I'm going to add 2. If I think about where I am on the number line, I'm going to end up at -5. If I am -7 and I add 2, I'll get there. So that should be fine for 1 mark. Now I have to write the following numbers in order of size. 0.3, a third, 21%, a quarter, 0.205. Now I prefer getting this all into decimals to compare. That's already in a decimal. 1/3 is 0.33 recurring, 21% is 0.21, that's 0.25, and that's 0.205. So I look at these numbers and think which is the smallest. It'll be 0.205. Don't think of that as 205 bigger than that. Think about the place value. If you put a 0 in there, you'll see that those are bigger than that. Then 0.21, then 0.25, then 0.3, and then 0.33 recurring is the biggest. If we want to get that back into the original, well, it was 0.205, 21%, a quarter, 0.3, and then the largest is 1/3. So that should give you 2 marks. Again, I try and aim for a mark a minute. I've done 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 marks. A little bit quicker than that to save us time for the more complicated questions that need a bit more reading and a bit more effort later. Right, question 5. 11c minus 8d plus 5c minus d. The c's I'm going to collect. 11 plus 5c is 16c. Minus 8 minus 1 is minus 9d. And then I can't do anything more than that. So it's collecting like terms, looking for the ones that have the same variable in front of it, but then watch your signs, how you do that. 16c minus 9d. Okay, the first term in a sequence is 3. The term-to-term rule is to add 5. Is 97 a term in the sequence? Well, let's test this out. The first term is 3, and then we're adding 5, 3, 8, then adding 5. We're going to get 13, and then 18. We can see we're only either going to end up with 3 or 8. So the answer is no. 3 or 8 is the last unit. Okay, that's 2 marks. Let's move on to question 7 now. Liam goes to a cafe. He buys 3 coffees at £1.60, 2 teas at £1.10, and 5 cakes at £2.15 each. So we're going to work out the total that he spends there. So a few calculations to do. 3 times £1.60. So 2 of them would be 3.2. 4 of them would be 4.8. So £4.80. 1.10 times 2, £2.20. 5 times that, well, I'm going to do it. 5 times 2 is 10 plus 75 pence. And I should get, 1075. It'll give me the 3 that I need to then add. 1075, 480, 220, and add those up. And I get 1775. £17.75. It's only 2 marks. It's actually quite a bit of work for 2 marks, but that's why I try and save marks earlier on in the paper. Right, question 8. Reflect the triangle A in the y-axis. So the y-axis is here. So you want to fold it over And now I like to use counting for this. It's 1, 2 away, so it'll be 1, 2 that way. That point is 1, 2 away, 2 away there. This point here is 1, 2, 3, 4 away. So go 1, 2, 3, 4. And then you have your image, which I'll call A dash. Use a ruler with straight lines, better than that one. Okay, that's question 8, worth 2 marks. Now, there are only blue, red, and yellow counters in a bag. There are twice as many blue counters as yellow counters. So blue is twice the yellow. And there are 3 times as many red as there are yellow counters. So blue to yellow is 2 to 1, and red to yellow, red is 3 times the yellow. So there's 3 times many red as yellow counters. So write down the ratio of blue counters to red counters to yellow counters. So what we have to do is blue to red to yellow. What I do here is I go 2 is to 1, 3 is to 1, but I want them both to have the same common multiple. So I'm going to make them all into 6. So I've multiplied that by 2, and I multiplied that. So let me just get this right. It's 2 to 3 to 1. Yeah, so I don't actually need to do that one that way because they're all yellows 1, so I can actually write. I don't need to actually go through that way. My mistake. Blue to red to yellow. Yellow's all 1. Red to 3, and there we go. Okay, sorry, I was thinking a bit more complicated than that, but I didn't need to do that. Just need to see that they can all, because they can compare on 1. Okay, I'll skip through that one. Go on to question 10. Right, question 10. Here is a bar chart showing the scores of 5 students in their maths and English tests. Write down 2 things wrong with this graph. The first thing is that there's no labels. And then what else is wrong? There's no key, which is maths, which is English. We don't actually know. We don't know which that applies to. And if we go up here, 0, 4, 8, 12, that goes up by 2, but then those go up by 4. So it's not correct scale. Okay, so there's actually a number of things you could choose there. Right, the pictogram. The circle here represents 3 bars of chocolate. And then the question is, what's wrong with it? Well, what does that represent? Because no shop would sell 1.5 bars. Okay, so the key is wrong, I say scale for that half circle is 1.5, and that wouldn't be sold. Okay. Question 11. Mr. Sykes wants to buy a calculator for every student in year 11. There are 104 students in year 11. Each calculator costs £6 and 5 pence. Work out an estimate. So an estimate means you round. Often students actually do the full calculation. 104 students is roughly 100. £6 5 is roughly £6. So an estimate is £600. Because he's not looking for the exact amount, he just wants to know roughly what's it going to cost. But now we have to say, is this an underestimate or an overestimate? Well, I've rounded both of them down. So 4 has gone down to 0, 6.05 has gone down. So this is definitely an underestimate because I've rounded down. So the real answer would be bigger. Right, question 12. Last year, Victoria paid £300 for her car insurance. This year, she has to pay £348 for her car insurance. Work out the percentage increase. So you do the new minus the old over the old. Okay, so you new minus old over the old, and then you're going to times that by 1,000. So it's 48 over 300, and times that by 100. I can cancel those 2 zeros, so it's 48 over 3, which is 16%. So the answer there is 16%. Okay, 3 marks there. Question 13. L equals 9m plus 2n. Work out the value of L when m is 3, so 9 times 3, and n is minus 6. So I'm going to have 27 minus 12, and 27 minus 12 is 15. Question 14. 60 students study a language at a school. They either study French or German. And there are boys or girls. Now, for this frequency tree, I'm going to put that first piece of information there. 60. 36 of the students are boys, so that goes straight there. That's the 36 there, and that's the 60 there. 2/3 of the boys study French. I need to do 2/3 times 36, which is 24. Okay, so that there is 24. I can then work out straight away that that'll be 12. And 40 students study French. That's boys and girls. So that and that must add up to 40. So if that's 12, that'll be 28. So 40 minus 12 is 28. So, sorry, my mistake. That is 12 there. That's the 40 there. 24 plus, sorry, I put it in the wrong place. Yeah, the French, my mistake, I misread that. The French is 40, so that's definitely 12 as I worked out, but that'll be 16. So I'll just go through that again. 60 students study at language school, 36 are boys, so that'll make the girls being 24. 2/3 of the boys, which is 2/3 of 36, which is 24, goes there. Now, 40 students study French, so that's boys and girls. So 24 are the boys and 16 are girls. Left over from the boys is 12, will study German, and the remainder of the girls, which will be 24 minus 16, which is 8, will study German. There you go. So made a little bit of a mistake there, but managed to correct it when I just double-checked those numbers. Okay? We'll do 2 more, and then I'll stop for this video, and we'll continue in the next one. Here are the heights in centimeters of 15 plants, 35 all the way up to that 38. Draw an ordered stem and leaf diagram to show this. Always have a key, so I'll choose that 38. 3/8 will be 38. And then I'm going to go from the list. Sometimes you order it first. We'll put the 20s there, the 30s there, the 40s there, and the 50s. I've got a 29 there. Cross them off as you go. 32, 33, 35, and then 2 38s. 40 on its own, and then 2 41s. 42 there, nearly missed that. 45, 47, and 48. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 different numbers there. And then in the 50s, 52 and 55. So check that I've got 15. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. And that's the number that we expected there. They haven't asked for us here, but often they might ask you for mode, range, or median. And stem and leaf is a nice way of showing that. Right, last question for this video. Abby runs a distance of 200 meters in 25 seconds. So what is her average speed? Speed is distance over time. So 200 divided by 25. And we want it in meters per second. And 25 goes 4 times into 100. It goes 8 times into 200 meters. Okay, into 200. So we go 8 meters per second. Bonnie runs an average speed of 4 meters per second for 240 seconds. So here, distance is speed times time. If you know the triangle, where speed is distance over time and the distance is speed times time. So we're going to do 4 times 240, and we're going to work out how much that is. 4 times 200 is 800, 160, so it's 960 meters. Okay, there we go. That's exactly 15 minutes and done up to question 16. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Good luck with your maths, and look out for the video on the remainder of the questions. Thanks.